Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun, being excited about what's going on. In all honesty, I've been a little bit burnt out with the channel lately, also with work. Just tough to keep up with the requests, the comments, and I just want to respond to all of them. And I'm taking a break from it today a little bit, and I find out about this, and I just feel like now is like a historical moment. What we saw in Dumb Money was, the prequels. It was a Phantom Menace, and now we're in like the Star Wars trilogy. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this. I might call in sick to work tomorrow to join Roaring Kitties, or not join, but partake like you guys partake with my streams. I had to watch his stream, and because I think a lot of crazy stuff's going to be happening in the market. So, yeah, I mean, now is the time to be involved in this. You can look back on 2021 and wish you would have done things differently. I wish I would have done things differently. And now is this special time, and I feel like a very important thing is to ask if we have learned anything. And so I've been learning a lot about options lately, and I think this is just going to keep going up until the 21st. And after the 21st, I think there's going to be a ton of pressure on it. And yeah, he's streaming tomorrow. I'll go over. I was out on a walk taking a break, and I got a nice comment notifying me of this. And yeah, he's going to be streaming tomorrow at, I believe, noon Eastern, and Roaring Kitty's coming back to YouTube. And I just think that price is going to be going up until the 21st. There are tons of, we can look at the options table. It's gone up. June 21st, the open interest for, let's see, I mean, price is so high, I have it limited to 20 options here. Price is so high right now, 20 is off the charts. I have to switch this to 30. Maybe it's on there. It might not be. Let's see. No, 28. Oh my gosh. 50. We see, oh my gosh. This is incredible. This is incredible. There were posts about, a mysterious whale buying in the money call options for GameStop expiring at a price of, let's see, $20 a share, expiring June 21st. And Roaring Kitty got, let's see, I believe, is it 120,000 of those? And now there's a lot more. They are, let's see, I'm not used to looking at the table like this here. Let's see. So this here is the sell price. This is the buy. Actually, so wait, that's, yeah, so it'd be 220. Is that right? No, it's $2,200 to buy one call with a strike of $20. And yeah, he could potentially exercise all of those positions. And so I think after the 21st, price is just going to go up even higher. And I think it's probably going to take others with it, like AMC, because, the bad actors or whatever, they're all these stocks are pretty similar. I have plug up here as well, just because I've noticed a similar pattern with GameStop. But it is power hour. I should switch over to the minute time frame or something like that, because yeah, I mean, this is just a crazy time. I think it's really cool that a movie came out about, the prequel to this. And this is happening now. So I just think it's really cool. I was actually planning on doing a power hour stream, but just going over the things that I hold and not necessarily taking requests. But then I got this message, and like, yeah, this is happening. This is a crazy time. This, I feel like, will probably be going to all-time highs at some point, which is right, I mean, easily. Yeah, GameStop, all-time high of 120 during market hours. Yeah, I mean, I think that this could be easily getting up to 200 following the 21st. I have no idea, though. Who knows? I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just excited about this, and I wanted to watch the chart and stream, and so I thought I'd just do this. And I'm probably going to go over to, let's see, YouTube, and so we can see what he has going on. So let's see. I'll just search Roaring Kitty. And so here's his channel. And after 3 years, there's an upcoming live stream. I'm in the Midwest, so it says 11 a.m., but that's 12 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, notify me. Yeah, that's so I was actually going to be taking a break from work around 11, but I think what I might do is just stream the chart before it, and just to, kind of try to raise more awareness for this. And then at 11, I'm going to tune into this call. I've never seen him live, so I'm really excited about that. He's, for me, the inspiration why I started this channel, and just because it's like he's just talking about the fundamentals of companies, doing research on them. It's like, well, I like technical analysis. I can maybe just do that focused on technical analysis. And what do I think about GameStop postponing the financial release? With what's going on in the market right now, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea, because they don't want to influence what's going on in the stock price, is my understanding. They just want to report their earnings. And if the stock price, it's going up almost 40% today. Let's see, over the course of the past week, it's gone up 88%. Over the month, it's gone up, let's see, 88%. Over the past 2 months, it's, let's see, just get this measurement tool. It's gone up over almost 300%. So yeah, I think that something that doesn't happen very often is beginning to happen. And I really think that it was beginning to happen when we got the close above 16. Like, for me, at least, that was a, something's going on. And this is just like, right now, anybody shorting this is going, oh God, oh God, oh God, right now. They don't know what to do. It's like Seth Rogen's scene in, like, for Melvin Capital or whatever. And this is totally, this is happening right now. And this is happening right now after Roaring Kitty has had 3 years to, develop his thesis, which is, I imagine, basically the exact same thesis, but having more capital behind it, as you can clearly see in what he posted. And so, yeah, this, I don't know, this is just that really, like, and I'm not talking about today. I'm not talking about tomorrow. Roaring Kitty coming back to YouTube for a live stream, that's a historic moment. But what's happening in these stocks right now, this historic moment will probably last, I imagine, a couple months. And I feel like that began, let's see, I'm just going to switch over to the daily time frame. I feel like the historic moment really began. This is the third. Nope. This is the third. Yeah, and so if I just take measurement from there going, let's say 61 days into the future. And so that date would be July 3rd, going through the end of June is 2 months from that. And yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Something big is happening and they don't want to be the cause. And if you mean like shorts and those betting against these stocks, yeah, I think so. And also, like, E-Trade sweating, because they're not going to be able to get enough shares if he exercises some of that position, and that's just going to drive price higher. What's the max pain for GameStop? I was gonna say GameC. uh, let's see. What's the max pain? Um, and so I will do this for GameStop for the 21st. Max pain is still 20. And I think it's going to stay 20 because of Roaring Kitty's position. And price is just going to go higher and higher. And yeah, and I mean, this is mainly on GameStop. For myself, I'm mainly in AMC. I've got a small position in GameStop, a small position in Plug, but I feel like Plug is, doing something different. Maybe it just has a lag to it, I wonder. Okay, so max pain is, we can look at this. I feel like this graph it's now very biased towards, there are just a lot of positions that are, yeah, this is just a very crazy time. Okay, so max pain is, these are puts in red there. And so it shows that there are a lot of puts, the maximum amount of puts, down here in these lower values, but then they kind of start to taper off around 20. And then calls, these are all of the calls, and they start to taper off around 20. And so around 20, you have the maximum number of calls that will expire worthless if it closes at 20. And you have the maximum number of puts that will expire worthless if it closes at 20. So for longs, for shorts, for calls, for puts, you get the maximum number of people on either side of this. And that means that their contracts expire worthless. They're not able to exercise them. And market makers then end up making the most money by basically retail losing the most money. And so right now, the max pain for June 21st is $20 a share. I think that's largely because of Roaring Kitty's position, which if we go over to the options table here, we look at June 21st. I believe you can see it up there. It's kind of small. I'm sorry about that. I've tried to make the text and stuff bigger, but this is just how it is. And if we look at the $20 strike, this is only calls right here. You can see up here. The $20 strike, there is the maximum amount of open interest. That means the number of positions that are open, 149.3 thousand positions, betting on the price of GameStop being above $20 a share. And if that expires in the money, so on the date of June 21st at the closing bell, hey, thank you. I don't know how to say your name, Aussies, hopefully that's right. But yeah, at the closing bell on Friday, June 21st, if GameStop closes above $20, that means this largest position here, which is mainly Roaring Kitty, that he could expire his calls. He could execute them, which means buying 100 shares per contract at this strike price, which is $20 a share. And so right now, GameStop is more than 100% above that. And I think that the momentum is just going to continue. And you thought it was a big deal before. There was, maybe I could play this clip of, I think his name's Andrew, I don't know if it's Citron or Andrew something, Citron Research. He's shorting GameStop and other companies. And I forget the point that I was going to make with this, but yeah, he was saying that he's going to lose some money, but things have changed. The short interest is different than it was before. But retail's gotten wiser in the past few years. And because of that, I think that there might be less downward pressure, but there's way more explosive pressure to the upside. Yeah, you share if you want to. I'm just talking about what's going on and trying to like understand it. But I just think that, and yeah, we'll share. Don't share my stream. Who cares about my stream? Share Roaring Kitty's stream. Share this coming up tomorrow. And I actually I can do that to the channel. Um, and so yeah, I'm gonna create a post and probably gonna skip work to pre-game stream before hit before this starts. And I'm gonna do, yeah, what should I'll do a cat. I think a cat's most appropriate. Yeah, and maybe, I don't know, maybe do some hashtags. Let's see. GameStop. GameStop. I don't know if I should do short squeeze. I feel like maybe that's a dirty word. Yeah, I'll do dumb money. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, share that. And this, I mean, in all honesty, I've watched a good amount of these, really just portions of them because, yeah, I don't know. There's just, it's also just funny. He's a funny guy. And what is my expectation for the price of GameStop? I can say my expectation for the price of GameStop and AMC. I would say could be going down from now, but I feel like from the 21st and the week following that, I feel like GameStop could be hitting $200 a share. And the reason why I say that is if we look back to here, the all-time high was 120. I think it could be going past that. And so the next level up, just kind of thinking big round whole numbers, I think this could be going to $200 a share. As far as AMC goes, this is a tough one. I have a tough time understanding it because of, the apes being issued, dilution, all of this stuff. It's just like, as far as I understand, it's a much different picture. And I'm really not the best to be able to explain that. But I think that if we look at, let's see, if I switch this to the logarithmic scale on AMC, we can see this downtrend from these all-time highs. And price would intersect with that, let's say by the beginning of July. So where's that? This is July 4th. And so that intersection is, let's see, I'm just going to put a line there. July 4th. The intersection there, that's lower than I was thinking. But yeah, I think that this could be going up to being I don't know, not being too overly, extended or whatever on this. I was expecting this to be higher. But that intersection with that line, $31. So I feel like AMC could be at $31. I feel like it could blow past this downtrend and maybe act as support. But I feel like being conservative with AMC, I feel like it could be at least $31. GameStop, I feel like it could be around 200. And that 200 could maybe just be, above 120. I don't know. I have no idea. So even if you miss the squeeze, you can still hold GameStop. So yeah, I think that it's going to continue to go higher. I think that, yeah, if you missed out on this, if you missed out on what we've seen here, I just think if you want to be a part of history and be on the side of retail, the everyday person against Wall Street, the corruption on Wall Street, I guess I should say, the manipulation of the markets by large players, hedge funds, market makers. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be on the side, I mean, tune into Roaring Kitty's stream tomorrow. I would say if you're not already, excited by this and just rooting for the little guy, I think that this just symbolizes a lot. And yeah, I should be looking at GameStop when I'm talking about this, though. I mean, I think AMC will go up with it as well. And like I said, I have a larger position in AMC, but you know, we're all here together. Like I'm not here for one stock. I'm not here for just the stocks that I cover. I'm here for retail. I'm here because I'm a part of retail, and that's what's going on with Roaring Kitty. And yeah, this is just a historic moment. Maybe this is forming a double top for the day. I don't know. We got about 37 minutes left. But yeah, I mean, maybe this is a higher high. This is the minute time scale, lower high in the RSI. So maybe that's suggesting there's some resistance around $45. And that doesn't mean I think the top is in. I think that just means there's more opportunity. And I think that probably after the market closes, I think that we're probably going to see some more volatile after hours, overnight trading. And yeah. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we could peruse what's going on with Twitter. So, yeah, I'm just going to like this. If you guys ever see stuff, make sure you like it at least. Let the person know who's producing that stuff that you appreciate them and what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, Roaring Kitty will be a billionaire once GameStop hits 70 per share. So he's going to be a billionaire. That's pretty cool. This guy. Yeah, I just think it's I just appreciate how funny he is. And so I think I see a question here. Is it too late to buy in? And the question that everyone always needs to ask when participating in any sort of investment is, what's my risk tolerance? What am I capable or willing to lose all of? And if one wants to participate in this, the a way of doing that, one share, $46, AMC, $6, right around there. I think that, one can participate in this with one share. And so I don't think that people need to get, I mean, I was given a hard time because I was talking about buying 100 shares of a $3 stock, which is Plug, which is over here. And, it's all about, how you're positioning yourself. And, we've been holding GameStop AMC for 3 years. And so, is that a position that could be set aside for 3 years? Because who knows what's going to happen. Hey, Nameless, what's up? I will, but I'll probably wait until the market closes. I'll pull it up on the side, though. Yeah, this is not a ticker request live. This is just hanging out and watching, because I think that there are so many plays right now. There's so many things to be involved with. I think this one is not only going to be a profitable trade. I also think that it's being a part of a community. That's pretty cool. You can tell how messed up the market is when somebody is getting self-made billionaire in 3 to 4 years. Yeah, who had a strong thesis. And yeah, I mean, and I was looking for another dip. So, I mean, for me, for GameStop, I have a position that's smaller than I would like. I'm unhappy with how small it is, but it is what it is. It's in the green. And so for me, for my risk threshold, I'm not adding to my GameStop position. If there was to be a pullback next week, I get paid tomorrow, so I'll be more agile next week. I might add some GameStop if there's a pullback. If there's not, my AMC position is red, and I think it's going to go higher. So for me, for my risk tolerance, it's better for me to get my AMC average down, even if price is going up. With GameStop, I would be raising my average, and that's creating more risk for me. With AMC, I'm lowering my risk. And so if one does not have a position in either of these, I say, if you think you might FOMO in tomorrow when it's at $80 a share, let's say hypothetically, get one now, wait and see what happens, reassess tomorrow. And, if this goes up to $200 a share, who knows if it will, that's more than 3xing your position, or 4xing it really. Yeah, 4xing it. But the profits would be 300%. Well, yeah, I'm like, in all honesty, I'm probably not gonna. There are a lot of requests right now. This is what's happening in the market. There are lots of, at least as far as I'm concerned, and so this is something that's gonna not be around forever, and I'm unfortunately working a lot tomorrow. I'll probably call in sick, but for this, because this is an exceptional thing that's going on, and then I work the weekend. So I'm probably not going to be able to make too many videos, unfortunately. And yeah, to be honest, I wasn't going to put out any videos or stream today because I get a lot of requests to do things, and I want to do videos on all of them. I want to cover all of them, and I want to respond to all the comments, but I just can't. And so I was just going to take a break from today, but I can't do that with this. So this is all just like bonus. And so Bob is asking something about AMC. There's this heart emoji that always blocks this. Will this help AMC? We're seeing AMC up right now, 12% on the day. Whether it's a sympathy play because of the meme stock community and culture, or if it's a sympathy play because there are lots of funds that have heavily shorted these. And when they scramble with one, they scramble with all. And so I feel like that's really what's going on. And I think that there's going to be a lot of scrambling with GameStop, because I think Roaring Kitty I think that he's probably going to exercise some of his position. I have no idea how much. And that's going to put more pressure on the stock. That's causing a gamma squeeze, or really, it's a short squeeze, because it's those who are betting against it are going to get pushed up. AMC is being held down under 6 because the shorts can't handle what's about to happen. These are all being suppressed because shorts can't handle what's about to happen. Bob, yeah, hopefully that's helpful. And so one thing that I'm a big fan of, and actually it's the thing that made me start to kind of question what was going on with GameStop, but I didn't have a good enough understanding to necessarily act on it. But was when GameStop closed on a Friday above $16 a share. And so when that happened, I'm just going to switch over to the daily for a minute. That was when this yellow line's at 15, but on this Friday, on the 3rd of May, closed at a price of $16.47. So right around here where the cursor is. And the max pain for that week was $11 a share. I remember it. And we closed above 16. And so anyone betting against it being below 16 got kind of pushed out, and we saw this violent move to the upside. But it took about a week for that to happen. And so right now, what's the max pain for GameStop for tomorrow? We are no doubt closing above it. So the max pain for tomorrow, so that is $25 a share. We're closing well above that. What's the max pain for the following week? And so because we're closing above max pain tomorrow, I think more than likely we will be closing notably above it. And then max pain for the following Friday is $25 a share. I think we're going to be closing notably above that as well. And so this is just like a cascading event. We were looking at the 21st max pain. It goes up to $20 a share. Is that what was I? Sorry, I'm a little overwhelmed. $25 a share, and then it's $20 a share for the 21st The following week, $20 a share. The following week, $23.5 a share. And these max pains are going to be going up as price goes up because more people are going to be betting on the price going higher, and eventually these will get shifted. But this is just going to create a cascading effect that, this was basically his thesis from a few years ago, or from more than a few years ago. And it's playing out now above 45. I was saying that I thought 45 was looking like it might be a level because we got, a rejection right here. This is the minute time scale. We got a rejection, and then we were putting in, a higher high, but RSI wasn't as high as it. So we got a little bit of a pullback. It needed to cool back a little bit. But then now we're pushing to a higher high, and RSI is going higher. It's still lower than this high over here, so that might mean we're going to get another pullback. We've seen that, but then we might get another push higher until we start to see the RSI above this, which was at 90, and that was around, 145. And so we've got about 27 minutes left, and I think that this is just going to keep stair-stepping up. And yeah, this is a really historical moment that we're going to be witnessing over the course of the month of June. I don't think this is happening. I think that this started happening at the beginning of May. I think that it probably started happening at the end of April, really, but I didn't really, the puzzle pieces didn't start to come together, I feel like, until like the beginning of May. And yeah, and so for me, like I've said, I have a position in GameStop and AMC, but my position's much larger in AMC. My position in GameStop, I'm also in the green right now. And so do I want to be adding to my position when I'm in the green, when with AMC, I'm still in the red? And I think that whether it's a sympathy play because they're meme stocks, or if it's a sympathy play because, these are both shorted down to levels. Let's look at the max pain for AMC for a minute. The max pain for AMC it doesn't matter. I'm just going to type in, AMC for this Friday. Max pain is 450, and we're currently trading above that. And what's the max pain for the following week? 450, and we're currently trading above that. What's the max pain for? Oh, and actually, this is something that I'm really proud of. I will share something that I'm just stoked about. Mac Attack, I'm glad to hear you say that because I feel bad. I've been wanting to do a Bitcoin miner video. I also got a request, nameless. Sorry, I'm not going to look at 9 right now, and sorry, I'm not. I'll probably do a short the market video this evening or at some point. But yeah, this is just what's happening right now. Max pain for the 21st is on the 4th, and this is something that I think is really important for people to recognize, that this is not happening because of Roaring Kitty. He has nothing to do with what's happening. He recognized what was happening, and he put his money on it. It's not happening because of him. It's happening because he recognized it would happen. And so there was a post, I think his name's Ryan Riggs, on Twitter. And I'm just going to search. Pretty sure his name's Ryan Riggs. I think it's the Wolf of, maybe it's not. So I will do Wolf of My Street. Yep, Ryan Rigg. Okay, there. He was posting, let's see, at the beginning of May. He's posting stuff now about, this is from, he's talking about how, we saw the first Roaring Kitty 5,000 block of $20 calls on June 21st for GameStop back on May 20th. And so, and he was posting about this as they were alerted on unusual whales, which he was posting about. and being filled at $4.60. So today's high is $27.50, nearly $2.3 thousand gain per contract. Average fill today. And so he's posting about this earlier today, about $25 call strike with July 19th. So this is moving well into the future. And so there's just a lot of, and so he was posting about this stuff in May. And so this is something that I'm really excited about because it's an example of my learning. And so I think what's really important is that what's going on, we're not just FOMOing into things, we're not just chasing things because they're up, but because we're learning why things are up and why they will continue to go up. And so he was posting about, so Roaring Kitty back on May 20th. And so like I said, I have a larger position in AMC. And so I thought to myself, well, I'm going to explore the AMC options table for June 21st with a strike of $3 a share. Why $3 a share? Because if we go over to AMC Max Pain for June 21st at $4 a share, it's $4 a share. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, I'd be more than happy to buy 100 AMC shares at a price of $5 a share, but it might go down to $4 a share. So what I can do is I can go over to the options table and I can look at the $3 strike. And to buy that right now, that is would cost to get one contract $290 to buy one. And so I was looking at that, and at the time, those contracts were $1.90, so that translates to $190. And so I decided to buy one at $190. It got filled at, $1.90. It got filled at $1.87. And, I wish I could have been getting more of them, but I'm pretty new to in the money. I'm very new to in the money call options, but this got me thinking. These posts that Wolf of My Street was posting about these alerts from unusual whales, and this was May 20th. And so I'm just gonna I don't log into my account on my computer just for streaming and whatever. I just do most of my trading, all of my trading really, from my phone. And so I am just going to out of curiosity, I am just going to look at when I bought that call, because it was before Roaring Kitty started posting his meme, or maybe it was before his series of memes. I'm not sure, but let's see, June 21st. Actually, let's see. I'm not used to doing this, and so I'm just gonna look at when did I. So on May 29th. On May 29th. I bought a call at a price of $1.87. So I'm now up over $100 in this. I mean, if I were to sell it right now, I wouldn't be up over $100, but based on the buy or the ask price, I'm up over $100. And so that's over 50%. I plan on holding it, to be honest. I plan on exercising it on the 21st to get 100 shares at $3 a share, because I think AMC's price is going to be higher than that on the 21st. I think it's going to be higher than current price. And, buying in the money call options, that was a great lesson for me. So I said that I bought that call on May 29th. And so that's just 9 days after this alert, a little over a week about these alerts from unusual whales, and he was posting about them. That got me thinking. And so let's look over at, let's see, I'm going to go over to Roaring Kitty's page. And when did he start doing his posts? So he did all of these video posts, but when did he do his first one? That's what I'm curious about. The gamer leaning forward. So when did he start that? What date? Let's see here. He posted a lot of these videos, man. I think I liked all of them. Yep, this is it. This was May 12th. Okay, so game on. I knew something was going on. This is May 13th when I'm not sure what that is. It's probably some audio. I don't want to get a copyright strike. May 13th. Yeah, so anyways, I could have bought the calls earlier, but it was before he, shared his position, which he did not share on here, so I will have to, let's see. I will go to Wall Street. Oops. Wall Street Bets. He's got to have something about the position here. So I post a lot, but let's see. I'm 23 out. Yeah, so I'm just going to scroll kind of fast through these. Maybe I should have just done June 4th. Okay, we got off a call. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could just Google or just search here, Roaring Kitty position. Okay, yeah, so this is it. That was posted on June 2nd. And so, yeah, I mean, before he disclosed this, that's when I had, gotten that AMC call. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's really good to be learning. And for me, I'm not going to swing that for a $100 profit. I'm going to hold that to exercise it for 100 shares at $3 a share, which could be, price could be at or above $30 a share. So I'll be getting a 90% discount on those. And so, yeah, maybe it's putting in a top here for AMC. Maybe GameStop's putting in a top here. We've got about about 16 minutes left. And with this approaching the last 10 minutes, cheers, everybody. I've been neglecting this. Cheers to what's happening. It's so nice to be a part of this, even though, with this channel, it's a very small part. But yeah, I'm just really happy to be doing this, and I appreciate all of you guys. So cheers. And for me, whatever happens here with GameStop, AMC, this is not the end for me. This is just the beginning. So I'm really excited. Yeah, and so Bob, like what you're saying, that down on the AMC position, so still in the red, but green on GameStop. I think that there's sympathy plays. I mean, for me, like I said, I get paid tomorrow, so I'm probably going to add transfer some more funds into my account on Monday next week, and with that being said, I might get one more GameStop share just for funsies, but because I'm red with AMC, most of that is going to go towards either lowering my average or doing more in the money calls. I'm going to look at the options table. I could do a stream going over AMC, and what I plan on doing, thinking about that. Yeah, because this is what's going on in the market right now, and this is something that I've been like very heavily positioned in. And this channel is, I always remind myself, it's a trading journal. Do whatever you want. And yeah, and so this is what's kept me around for the past few years, since 2020. Yeah, so yeah, and like plug being below $3 a share, I have now in the money plug call expiring on the 21st. I think it could be a lot higher, but I think it could go lower, and so I might maybe get another call, but at a strike of 250 that expires on the 21st. That might be worth it. GameStop, I'm probably not going to buy any calls on it just because they're so expensive. But maybe I'll buy one. I'll buy one that's within my budget. So let's say what's in my budget for GameStop. And, June 21st is coming up. So let's look at the next month, July 19th. Let's say, these are all, so it would have to be an out of the money. It'd have to be an out of the money call. And so I would not be able to hold it to expiration. And so, the cheapest one for July 19th is $125. The cheapest one for the 21st of July is $575. So I'd have to go, I'd have to probably do weekly. And I don't know that it's worth the risk for me to be buying calls on GameStop right now. But with AMC, I think it's worth it. But I think it's good to be looking at in the money calls. And for the 19th, $3 a share, $300, that would be like buying 100 shares at $6 a share. That to me is worth it, and that's July 19th. And that's something I'd potentially be interested in exercising. So this is just such an exciting time. I'm like really overwhelmed. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm overwhelmed because it's happening. The time is now, literally. The low on AMC. I was making weekly videos on it when it was at $2.35. I would have put out a video on the 19th, I guess. And that's when price closed at the week at $3.16. And I just am really excited about this. It's a really exciting time to be here. With my little channel. Thank you guys for being here. There's an ad that's going to come up, but I'm going to skip it because you guys don't need to be bothered by that. If there have been ads during the stream, I apologize about that. I'm just kind of trying to navigate that. Streaming is not the most profitable part of the channel. Doing, in all honesty, AMC and GameStop videos, doing Neo videos, doing Plug Power videos. And some other of the stocks that I've done, those have been really good. And for me, I'm just really excited about AMC, really excited about GameStop, and this is a really exciting time to be around, to be streaming, to have a channel with a pretty small base, but to have something. And pretty exciting. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing looking over here. I was just going to pull up Twitter and see. Predictions for AMC. The Island Boys, or Brothers, or whatever it is, The daily GameStop chart is insane. What a move today with a volume of over 160 million. So let's look at that. For on the daily, we are over 160 million, 160.74 million so far today. And let's see, AMC, not as much. So, I feel like I think that there's still time for AMC. And, I think that there's still time and opportunity for both of these. And, And so if we look over at the 1 minute time scale, we are about 9 minutes away from close. And, let's see. This is an exciting time. I'm just overwhelmed. Um, and yeah, it's nice that a few of you are tuned in. I'm sorry I'm not like super dynamic going over a bunch of stuff, but um, I wasn't going to stream otherwise, and I just wanted to, I thought I might as well. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're curious what I was just doing, uh, the Roaring Kitty chat is full with 15,000 people inside waiting. That's crazy. I thought I saw that there were a bunch of people. We can actually flip over to that if you guys are curious. Um, no, just do your thing. We're hanging out here. Thanks for entertaining. Yeah, no problem. I mean, that's, like a lot of the streams, it's always just paying attention to the chat and just responding, like doing analysis on as many things as I can. But I mean, I'm still learning this analysis as I go, and the more that I the more that I cover, the variety of things that I cover, the worse my analysis is probably going to be. And with AMC, with GameStop, I don't think that um, at this point, I think that doing technical analysis is going to be pretty tough, because I think that like he's said, Roaring Kitty, that it's just up here. And what I might do is I might go to this, and I'm gonna write. Let's see. Wait. How do I? I don't think I can. Oh, I just had to scroll down. And so maybe that results in some more subscribers. Maybe it doesn't. But yeah, just hanging out. This is exciting. Above 45. I wonder if we'll close above 48. And yeah, so we will have to see. AMC. We'll see if it closes above 6. I'm totally flustered by this. Yeah, to be honest, rather than streaming, I was planning on putting out a clip of my analysis of I forget one that I did yesterday. I don't think it was Lululemon. It was something else. It was from the AMC stream. And I just was really excited about the analysis. I was going to post a clip of that and probably not do any videos today. But then it's like, no, I'll just stream basically the things that I'm holding. I'm holding these 3 tickers that are here, and just chat about them. And but then it's like, no, I mean, I've got to cover just AMC and GameStop. Or maybe I could say GameStop and AMC. We're all in this together, so I support you guys. I support retail. I like how you do your streams. No yelling or blasting music, just logical, calm, interpretation. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I just started. To be honest, I went to see Dumb Money with my ex at the time. We were getting through a breakup, and she had suggested we go see it, and I had not been paying attention to the charts that much then, and was struggling with a different channel, and so it was like that was not a good escape for me, and so I realized I got to stop that channel. I should just start a trading journal for myself, and yeah, so Dumb Money really inspired me to do this. Roaring Kitty inspired me to do this channel, and like he just talks about fundamentals and whatever. And, so I thought, well, I could do that just talking about the charts, because I enjoy doing that and I want to get better at it. And we got about 4 minutes left in the day. You will like it. Let's see. I'm just going to type up. You will like it. Not charting, more fundamental. Yeah. So, You are doing a great job, says Christine. The followers were calm. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I mean, to be honest, yeah, I don't know. Like during the pandemic, I guess, I told kind of the story of how I got into doing this channel, how I got into like more actively trading, was I was just really realizing how unhappy I was in my career, and I wanted to branch away from it to start a YouTube channel. And I was also getting more involved in the market then, and I thought I could fund that channel by doing trading. And I was wrong about that. But then, kind of the way that the world works out in kind of poetic ways, um, maybe I can fund a channel by trading with a channel that's about trading. And that's something that I enjoy rather than I was trying to focus a channel on something I had a background in, a degree in, and I just wasn't passionate about it. And so what we're seeing here, this is years of people being frustrated with what's been going on, learning about markets, forming community, coming together, sharing ideas, learning from each other, and sharing each other's passions. And that's what this is all about. This is not about, I mean, this is about a lot of things. Yeah, and I think it's just it's about a historical moment. We got about less than 2 minutes left, getting close to 1 minute left. We got in 10 seconds we have 1 minute left, and yeah. So let's see. We've got about 1 minute left. I'm just going to type up because there's this heart emoji. But what did you use to do? I used to do research at universities studying the ocean. So I was a chemical oceanographer. I studied, excuse me, basically how the chemistry of the ocean relates to climate and stuff like that. And really like the Earth, the carbon cycle, all sorts of things, just understanding how the Earth system works. And I just realized there weren't going to be very many opportunities for me to, I don't know, really like increase my pay, increase the job security. It's too competitive. And I felt like the work that I was doing was just focused on writing more papers. It wasn't focused on solving problems. And I feel like investing is really like about solving problems. You're investing in companies that you believe have a future. And we have about 10 seconds left, now about 5. And yeah, I mean, so we are just about to close the day at a price of $46.57. That might jump around a little bit just because it's been a volatile day. AMC closed the day at $5.78. Plug Power closed the day at $3 a share. For me, I think that if this goes down lower, I think it's a potential dip buying opportunity. If it goes higher, I've got a call that I'd be happy to exercise. I also have a call of GameStop with a strike of $3 a share that expires on June 21st. And I did that because Roaring Kitty and those sharing ideas and what's going on Twitter gave me an idea. And I thought about it and I executed it by, it's just one call, but I'm up about $100 on that. We can actually look. So that's so not July 19th. I'm thinking about getting another call that's dated later. And so let's see. It's the sell price is $2.69. I bought it at $1.87. So I'm up there. I feel good about that. GameStop. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to keep going up. In the after hours, the overnight trading, over like into tomorrow, over the weekend. I have no idea. But I am pretty sure that by the end of June, I mean, this could be 10x from now. This could be 10x from now, legit. I think so. I don't know how sustainable it would be up at those prices, but I think that it could be getting up to those prices. And so, yeah, I mean, whatever people are doing, whatever you decide to do that makes most sense for you. And also think about your families if you have them, be responsible. But yeah, I mean, this is, one can participate by having one share of AMC. And that's That's less than the cost of admission to a movie. So yeah, and GameStop, this is less than the cost of a price of a Nintendo Switch game. I don't have the other consoles, but I know Nintendo Switch games are about $60, if not higher. And so Christine's saying, also add some penny stocks while we wait for the squeeze. People like them. I do, plus they are cheap. Yes, I'll do periodic. I'll mix up other videos here and there. It's just this weekend I'm spread pretty thin with work. So I'm probably going to call in sick for some of tomorrow. Yeah, because I want to stream this stuff. And so because of that, I'll probably focus on GameStop and AMC over the weekend. But next week I only have to work 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. And so I will probably just be making a lot of videos on a lot of stocks. Yep, and so Christine's saying you only need one good call. It's a start. And yeah, I mean, and like, I mean, and there can be a lot of good calls, whether that's like a play on words with options, or if that's just about establishing a position, having a good call that something's going up or down, whatever your position is. And yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of myself for having that one AMC call, and I'm just gonna hold it. I could, like, in all honesty, I could have not exercised it. I could have cashed it out and then bought more shares, but I think that the call is worth more, and so I'm just going to hold it, and I'm probably going to end up exercising it because I think that AMC is going to be way above $3 a share on the 21st, and so I'll get 100 shares at $3 a share then, and I'm just going to keep adding next week as I can, and so Aziz is saying being responsible is very important. Yeah, so I mean, whatever. Like this is not going to be, no stock is ever a straight line up. No chart is never a straight line up. And so, if one is going to FOMO in tomorrow, if GameStop's at $80 a share, it's cheaper than that now. And, it's less than the cost of a video game. So I think that seems fairly reasonable. I mean, we don't need to buy video games. So we can say, hey, I'm not going to buy a video game. Instead, I'm going to buy a share and see what happens. And then if you end up red, I've talked about this in the chat that, I have a small GameStop position. I wish I had a ton more, but it is what it is. But I'm green with my position. So I don't want to be buying a lot of shares, or at least I don't want to be buying aggressively to raise my average too much. That just increases my risk. But with my GameStop position, I'm still red in it. And so that makes sense for me to be adding to it because I think that it will be moving in a similar way to GameStop. And so because of that, I don't think it's a bad idea to be getting my AMC average down while I'm still in the red. I think it's a bad idea to be overexposing myself to GameStop. And like with at this point, for my risk threshold, my risk tolerance, the capital that I have access to, and so I am going to continue to get heavier in AMC, which is, I mean, in all honesty, not super heavy. I'm doing what I can, while keeping my risks manageable, because I could expose myself to more risk, and I'm being disciplined about it because I've not been disciplined about it in the past, and I ended up making a stupid decision that I regret. And so I am just trying to add as much as I can with being responsible to AMC. And part of that is probably going to be getting another call. And while I don't want to be, let's see, I mean, because I don't want to be raising the cost of the one that I have. Well, let's see. I mean, I'm just thinking about this. $285 to buy what I have, which I bought at $187. And so if I go to the next month out, which is July 19th, I think if you say June and July together, it's July. $3 strike. That's $298. So It's about the same cost, but there's more time, so there's a little bit more cushion. There's not much open interest in it. That's 372. I think that will change. And so you want to be a leader. You don't want to necessarily be a follower. And so let's look at the open interest for the $3 strike here. 7,000. There's more on the $4 strike. That's max pain. And so there's some risk there because we can close below max pain. So I don't know, maybe that's one to consider. But I'd be happy, like, so I mean, you got to think about it like this, or at least this is how I'm trying to think about it. This is at a strike of $4 a share. So would I be willing to buy 100 shares of AMC at $4? Yes, no doubt, I would. Price is higher than that. I think price is going even higher than it currently is. And so, but then the question is that premium. So that premium is $195 because it's $1.95 per share. One contract is 100 shares, so that's $195. So you add $195 to $400, which is 4 times 100 shares. You get 500, this is just changed, but $599, so about $600. So that's effectively $6 per share. Would I be willing to buy 100 shares at $6 a share? Yeah, I would be. But there's more of a risk that this would close out of the money than at $3 a share. And you add that with this, which is $283. It's changing in the after hours even. It's crazy. And I guess things are just being adjusted. But let's say that's $300 plus $300 a share. That is, about $600 per share. And so would I be willing to buy 100 shares for $600, which would end up being at a strike of $3 a share, right now having to put on a down payment of $285. Yeah, I'd be willing to do that, but I'd be increasing my risk. And so what I think might be of more interest, at least for me, is exploring the July 19th, so the next month out. So that just gives more time before it expires worthless. That's a $3 strike. That would effectively be buying 100 shares at $6.10 per share, $610. Would I be willing to do that? Yes. And let's look at the max pain for July. Let's see, July the 19th. So that's the monthly for then. $4. Yeah. So buying contracts that are $3 per share, or that with that strike, that's below max pain. There's a good amount of open interest at the $4 range. There's also a lot of interest, building in these out of the money calls. So those are more risky. And for me, it's like, would I want to exercise them? Would I want to exercise a call at, let's see, which one has the most? This one seems to have, nope, actually the one that has the most is $22 a share. So I feel like that's gambling because I don't necessarily think AMC is going to be at a price of $22 a share on July 19th. It might be leading up to it. It might be after it, but it may not close on that Friday above $22 a share. Who knows? It's out of the money, so that's risky. And so with that being said, there's the most amount of open interest here. And so that makes me feel like price will likely be going higher. And so if that's the case, and I'm comfortable buying 100 shares at $3 a share with a premium of $305, putting my total at $605 per 100 shares, would I be happy executing that? Would I be? Yeah, I would be. Yeah, Aziz, have a great day to you as well. Sleeping, looking forward to pre-arcade stream. Cool. I will call in sick to work then tomorrow. And that's what this channel is all about. DGen Ed. In all honesty, I don't think I'm a degenerative gambler. It's all him over here, and he doesn't talk much. My name's Andy. But you can call me Ed, you can call me DGen. I like to think about this stuff. I like to try to understand the market, and I'm really interested in options. Over the past few years, I've learned a lot about covered calls, but right now I think that they're really dangerous. And I think that buying calls is what we want to be doing right now, because I think that the downward phase that we have been seeing for both of these stocks that has gone on. I'm going to switch over to the weekly time frame. Oh, this is on the logarithmic scale, I believe. Yes, so I need to adjust that. Is this linear? This is not linear, but we can see the lines just fine. So I might actually leave it logarithmic, because it's like, it's, you want to look at stuff logarithmically or on the log scale when, you're kind of dealing with different, not necessarily time scales, but like with different units. Like if you're looking at inches, but you want to be also looking at feet and comparing them. And so right now, the moves that we're seeing to the upside are using the unit of the inch. But the moves that we saw over here are using the unit of the foot. And so in order to kind of compare what we're currently seeing with that stuff from the past, we need to get them on the same scale. And so we can do that by looking on the log scale. And looking on the log scale, it seems pretty likely to me that GameStop will be going to like $200 a share at least. I mean, just seeing that the high here was 120 and that this is just beginning, and I think that this is set up much better than it was a few years ago. There's an ad popping up. I'm going to skip it, and so hopefully you don't see that. With AMC, we got, this trend line here. I mean, the all-time highs were like $400 a share. Could AMC go back to that price? I have no idea. And like the difference between AMC and GameStop is that AMC had the AMC preferred equity units, the APE units. Also, there's some dilution, and GameStop, didn't really do that. And so I think that chart is a little bit cleaner. And so, yeah, I mean here, let's see, what would I can't see what the market cap would have been on this date. I wish it told me up here. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna be filling this gap here at 44. Maybe we get a pullback till 31. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think now is the time. To be making history and stuff. And so, with all that being said, I might. Nameless, are you still here? I was thinking I'd sign off. But Nameless, if you want me to go over 9, and I'll probably do a video on shorting the market. And I can also look at WOOF. So who is asking for WOOF? Let's see. Sorry, just scrolling through the comments. I'm not seeing it. So Nameless was requesting 9, and Hydro Hustla Nursery was requesting WOOF. So if you guys are still here and you want me to go over those, I will. But I'll probably just hang out for 5 more minutes if you don't let me know in the chat. Actually, I'll just go over those because Nameless, I think that you'll probably check it out. So I'll just go over those real quick here. So 9, and I'll put up WOOF. Oh, and that's Petco, cool. And so yeah, Nameless, if you're still here, I will go over that. Let's see. I'm just thinking about what's going on. Because my brain is fried. Y-axis scale. I'm going to switch back over to the linear. And so with this is on the weekly time frame. What do I see going on with this one? I'm going to make sure The axis fits in there. And so if this is to be pulling back, which it does seem like it is, we do a Fibonacci retracement from 141.4 up to the high of 438. We see these levels. And so what makes sense as acting as support based on what we see in the chart's history? So I could see the 236 acting as support because it corresponds with the tops here. And so I could see that acting as support. If we throw up the volume profile, we do see a little bit of a volume shelf there. We also can see it coming down to the 50% retracement. That is right around $2.90, corresponding with this volume point of control here. And this kind of like double top just below that, getting nearly a bounce to that level. Let's see. And we did get a bounce from that level here. Consolidation here, retesting that, basically getting rejected just below it, and then this consolidation here. So I feel like the 382 is not really so notable. We did get a bounce from it over here, so maybe it acted as support again, did act as resistance here, so maybe it would then be acting as support now. But I feel like, you know, if one wanted to go long in WOOF, I feel like the levels to add at would be around 368, or have fun with it, 369, that being the 236 corresponding with this volume shelf here. Maybe that's a good level to add at if there is a pullback. It does look like we are seeing a little bit of a pullback. But then if it does continue lower, I think the 382 is a level to skip right around 325. I think if it gets below the 236, I think it would be coming to the 50% retracement, and that is right around $2.90. I say $3 a share. I think that could be another level to add, let's say a quarter position here, maybe a half a position here. And then if it pulls it back lower to the 618, maybe that is where one could add another quarter of position, or maybe do quarter of position each of these levels. One at 369, one quarter at 369, one quarter at $3, another quarter around 250, and then the final quarter right around $2 a share, if it ever pulls back to that. So that's kind of working with the assumption that, you know, one is not going to establish a full position, but if in case, worst case scenario, WOOF comes down to $2 a share, in this worst case scenario, one is prepared to buy the dip. Because if one buys a full position at the 236 or at the 50%, or if it doesn't dip to the 50% and you wait for it, this is preparing one for, you know, that dip. So those are the levels that I would be paying attention to. 369, $3, $2.50, and $2. Those are the four levels that stand out to me. So, well, this is WOOF. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Let's see. I'm just scrolling up into the chat. To Hydro Hustler Nursery. Hopefully that analysis was helpful for you. Those are the levels that I would look to dip buy at. If one does not have a position and it's going higher, you know, then I think that's, or, you know, if that's the case, if one is worried about or thinking about FOMOing in, if it does continue higher, maybe it's a good idea to establish a quarter of position around current price, and then if it does go down to the 236, maybe just say, okay, I've got my quarter of position, and then the next quarter at 3, next quarter at 250, and then the full position at 2. So that's how I would approach it if I wanted to do this, if I was in it, but I am not in it. And so now I will switch over to 9, Nameless. Sorry for making you wait for this. Sorry I didn't do it during the live stream, but just trying to manage, you know, all of this stuff. And so after this, I'm not going to take any more requests. I am going to close down the stream. But here, looking at the daily time frame, I have pointed out this yellow line, which looks like it's a trend line from something, really just coming back to the, really just like being the highs here. That's around 242. It's a trend line, so I don't know exactly where it's at, but right around like 245. But wait, no. Yeah, we're now well below that. And so this is coming down. So I think one thing that we can do with this one is, with the assumption, actually, yeah, I want to see, let's see, from the low here that was hit on November 22nd, the low was $1.75.8. And I don't have that marked there, but I'll adjust that. And then the high here was 326. I'll have to adjust that. And so I said, so man, 326. Okay, so that is to the penny. I think I've got it off-centered a little bit on the day. Actually, I'm going to... There we go there. And then this low, 175. I need to just do it here. 175.80. 1785. Lock that into place. And yeah, I'm actually going to add the 100% to that and see what we came down to. We did go lower. And so that's maybe a little precarious about this. If I do the 1618 extension from that, where does that put price? It's lower than current price, but maybe, there's something there. It's around 87 cents. So just something to consider there. If I do, let's see. If I do connect the lows here, so if I get a trend line going here, or a ray going from the low here on July 14th, which was with 203, and then coming down to here, 1175. Oh, sorry, 175.5. So 175. Oops. 175.5. And this was 203. So I've got that. I'm going to lock that into place. I'm going to make that line a little bit thicker. And I'm going to do orange. And so from that trend line, we can see that we're battling with it right now. That we closed the week below it. And yeah, so I mean, I could see that as being a fake out break. But let's see, yeah, I mean, so I drew that to the low there. I mean, you could argue you could move that up, and then that would be moving the level to the downside. Or that would be moving the level to the upside if I move that line up. Ames and Chris, I agree with you 100%. And it could also change them. I think it could definitely change them for the better. I think if people are not managing their risk, I think if people do not have plans and to manage their risk, if it's like, if this doesn't go to a certain price by a certain date, I can't pay whatever bills, or I can't go to the grocery store. I think that's reckless. And I think that everyone needs to be managing risk. And yeah, so with that being said, I'm just going to finish going over 9. But yeah, I mean, GameStop and AMC are up in the after hours. I think they're going to be up a lot more over the course of June, potentially into July. It seems like it, looking at the options table and stuff. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for it to go higher than you think it's going to go. But be prepared also to lose everything that you put into it, because that is the risk that one needs to be prepared for to do this. And so manage risk, Think about your families. Think about how it will affect them. People can ruin lives doing this as well as improve them. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that good to be very, very careful. And so with 9 here, sorry, nameless, if you're just looking at the timestamp, I apologize for rambling on about GameStop and AMC. But with 9, I think that this could potentially be a fake out break below. If we look at the weekly time frame, this is the first close below it, so I would look for next week's close to be lower than 155. If it is, I think this is probably going lower sign. That would be a confirmation of a break of this level. And I am just going to take a step back and make sure that this does correspond with the lows for the candles that I've drawn, on the weekly time frame. And this is actually looks kind of funny because that Fibonacci looks like it's above it, but that is, to the fraction of a penny there. Unless I'm reading, oh, wait. Yeah, I need to make sure that this pivot point is correct. 175. I got that wrong. Good thing I checked that. Little dyslexic, please forgive me. But still, yeah, I mean, either way, that pulled it up some. This is really, I mean, we saw a close at that level last week. So that's not, really a break. Well, actually, I mean, we are seeing a close below the low when we initially did close below it. So maybe that is something. This is a bearish engulfing candle from last week's candle, not including the wicks, but including the candle. So maybe that's a sign this is going lower. Volume for this week on this red week is higher than it was last week, which was a green week. So maybe that's a suggestion that 9 is going lower. So yeah, I think this looks risky. It also got a wick up to 178.5, and got rejected from there this week. That was the low over here. So if this is not up green a lot on Monday, I think this is probably going lower. Like if it's not reclaiming this downtrend, if it's not reclaiming this orange downtrend, getting a close above, what was the open for the week? 159, is that right? So looking at Monday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days back. Monday the 31st, is that, looking at the daily. Oh, this is only Thursday. Crazy. I have no idea what day it is. My work schedule screws me up. So yeah, we started the week at an open of 171. So I think if God. I keep talking about like tomorrow's Saturday, but today is Thursday. Yeah, we haven't closed the week yet. And so I think it's really good to be seeing where we close the week. If we're closing the week below, 163 or 159, I think that means it's likely going down. So be cautious with that. I think this downtrend, this yellow downtrend up here, that would correspond with approximately like about $2 a share. I think that's going to be a notable level of resistance. You also got this consolidation here, wicks there. So I think that's pretty risky. I think that $2 could be a good exit level. But I think right now, I think it's showing signs of weakness. And yeah. So let's see. What we can do is maybe do a Fibonacci extension from the high here. That should be to the penny, then go into the low here of 38 cents, and then going to the high here of, that is 17.10. So that's approximate. Oh man. So let's see, I got that in there, and that was a high of 17.10. And so I'm just going to adjust this. So that's to the penny. And so from that, does that give us any levels that stand out? One is, the 382, which is above current price. That's at $1.82. That might be a notable level. We did break below it. And so the next level down from that fib extension is going to be negative. So that's probably not a useful way to look at this. But yeah, I mean, I would just keep an eye out for closes tomorrow, closing the week below 155. That does not look good. And closing the week below the weekly lows of 159 or 163. And not closing above the open of the week, which was, let's see, 171. I think that's showing weakness. And so, yeah, I might close the stream down just because I've been doing it for an hour and a half. The market's closed, and I don't necessarily want to do ticker request live because I feel like I just don't do as much of. It's too rough of analysis. It's not, and so I feel like I just can't do as good of a job with it. And there are other videos that I want to do, and I just don't have time with the work schedule this week. And I'm probably calling in sick tomorrow, for at least the morning. And so I'm just reading American Truther saying, my family lost everything in 2007 to 2009 while the billionaires got bailed out. No sell, GME, AMC. And so that first no sell was spelled CELL, and the second one was SELL. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that we've got a tremendous amount of upside for both stocks, AMC and GameStop right now. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that there's just a lot of upside for these. And I think that the beginning was the beginning of May, or perhaps the end of April. I mean, I think really the beginning was, when we hit these lows over here. I'm actually just going to adjust this line. I always want it to be just above Ed's head. So when I do the videos, you can see the RSI above his head. And so John mentioning, John is saying, how are we doing today, folks? I think we're all doing really good. I'm a little overwhelmed. GameStop up 47, almost 48% on the day. AMC up over 12%, almost 12.5% on the day. I'm wondering where we're going to be closing the week, and I think that we're just going to be closing the next few weeks at least above max pain. And I think that that's just going to be triggering gamma squeeze after gamma squeeze, which is effectively a short squeeze because, those who are short are buying puts, and then it's pushing the stock higher. I thought the no sell. I thought that so John, since it's just one, I'm not going to get too overly involved with stuff, with requests. But I'm just going to type up because there's this heart emoji that blocks some of the what people write. And so John says, caught an 8% move on Lyft today. Luckily exited before it completely faded. So yeah, I'll pull up Lyft to look at that. And then after this stream, I'm probably going to end the stream. And I don't know, kind of figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. I do have sick days, and I'm probably going to call in for my schedule's kind of screwed up tomorrow. I was just going to work the morning and finish at 11 in the morning. I'm in the Midwest, and that's when Roaring Kitty starts a stream. I was thinking about doing a pre-Kitty stream, to go over the charts and stuff. And so Lyft on the day, yeah. So some of these that squeeze, some of them, it can be very risky. And so with Lyft up only 1% on the day, but John is saying that he caught an 8% move on it, so nice work. I don't know what your thesis was, but from looking at the chart here, I can easily draw a downtrend from the tops here. I could easily draw a channel, and so I might actually just start with a downtrend here from the high of $20.82 coming to, actually, I was thinking of going here. We don't see any closes above it. I'm just going to do it to the close of this day, so that is true. And so the close on that day was 1724, so I'm just going to adjust that line to 1724. Oh, dang it. I don't know why I was thinking close. I was thinking open. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a channel, and that is going to be based on this trend going from the high here to what we're currently seeing. And yeah, I mean, I guess I could have just drawn something like that. But so what we're seeing is a struggle to break out of this. Since I don't have anything else on there, I'm just going to leave those white lines. Usually I try to remove them just because it gets cluttered. But here, I mean, we can look at this, we can think about it. We have been, and by we, I don't have a position in Lyft. By we, I mean retail. And so just giving my perspective on this. We were trading, Lyft was trading down in this downtrending channel, getting rejected from the tops here and finding support at the bottom here. Also doing a lot of trading around the middle of that channel, finding support there before this next leg up. But it looks like that breakout was not strong enough and we got rejected. Maybe there could be a pullback. I mean, maybe this is the pullback. We look at the volume profile. We see that current price is right around the volume average low based on this time frame, which is at a price of $15.62. So this green line here where the cursor is. And current price, at close at $15.69 and a following close, which is currently trading at $15.75, above that volume average low. So looking good there. This pullback could be just a little bit of a pullback before another attempt to break out of this downtrending channel. And to break out above that, we would really want to be seeing a close above 1660, right around there. Got a wick high on the day up to 1729, wicking up to the volume point of control, which is $17.22, this middle line here, and that's just calculated based on the volume profile that I have on the side there. And so looking at that, we got rejected from that level. And so I could see there being another attempt to get above there, but that day was not today. But looking at this, I'm going to remove the volume profile to switch over to the daily, or I'll do a 10-minute time frame. We can see that, yeah, there was a pre-market big move up. So pre-market squeeze or whatever was going on here. We can see a move up of about almost 12%. So John, nice work on that 8% swing. Tough to do. I imagine you started to see maybe there are some topping signals here with all of those wicks going up. Looking at this again on the 10-minute time frame. And so with those wicks up there, and let's see, volume, of course, increasing, when the trading, the market opens. And then there's this, pullback here. And so that's really just the beginning of this. And so if one established a position here, that would be, a 6% almost move following that pullback. On the weekly for Lyft. So I will look at that, but then I am going to close this stream down because to be honest, I haven't had lunch today. I haven't eaten much today. So I'm going to do that soon. Yeah, and also the interesting thing about cup and handles, I mean, you could probably argue that this looks really nice. I mean, there are a couple things that you could argue here. One is that this is, the cup here. This is on the weekly time frame. This is the handle, and there was a break and a retest of the scene of the crime. I think that this looks really good. I will probably do a clip of this video of the stream here and put a video out on Lyft because I think that this has retraced to the scene of the crime. And I think that we've gotten a test to break out of this channel. We're almost there, but not quite there. And so I think that this does look like, and also, I mean, though, a thing to be cautious about, if I just do a trend line from the high here and intersect that with, the high over here, that still is a cup and handle. We have not retraced to the scene of the crime just yet, so it could go lower, so good to be prepared for that. Also, we could view this as a head and shoulders pattern. If I do another, actually, I'm going to do a ray for this one to see, let's see, to kind of, and I will do these. So this one is like best case scenario. So I'll do it green and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. This one is, I'm actually going to wait to color that because it might be the next best case scenario. or this one might be. And so this is, oh, I don't want a horizontal line. I want to do a ray. And so if I do a line from that pivot high to, this one, actually, that looks like we got a breakout from that downtrend, and we have broken out and retested. So yeah, I mean, I guess this one would be the next best case scenario, looking at that as yellow. And then this line would be, I would say, the next best case scenario. So the first best case scenario is that we're right around the bottom with Lyft. It's finding support around 1550, right around where that green line is, and price could be going higher. And with that being said, if we take a measurement from the bottom here to that line and we move it up to that line, basically to where current price is, maybe it would take some time for this to happen. That represents about a 50% move to the upside. So that looks pretty good. But if we break lower, if we break below that green line down to the yellow downtrend, let's take this measurement over here, but then rather than moving it to that green line, let's move it up to that yellow one. So it's going to be a little bit bigger. And then if we do pull back to, let's say right around here to that yellow line by, let's say, October, I don't think it's going to take that long, then that would represent a 68, almost 70% move to the upside based on that measured move. But then, the next best case scenario is if we're looking at this as a breakout here and that retest, we could then take a measurement from that line. And so that would be going from right here. And we have basically seen that being carried out. That measurement has been executed. And that, from this orange downtrend, was a move of about 73% to the upside. So I think this chart's really cool. I will probably put a video out on it, a clip of this, because I just think that's neat. And with that being said, going over that, John, I do appreciate that comment because it's a really cool chart to go over, and I haven't really looked at it much. There is a possible gap fill below on the daily, and so I might actually include this as well. And so in the video clip, but yeah, so this gap fill, let's see, going from the close, so this is following earnings or on earnings day, which was on the 13th. So I assume in the after hours, the close on that day was $12.13. So I'm just going to adjust this to the penny here, and I'm going to make that line a little bit thicker, and I'm going to make it purple. So it's different from the other ones. And so maybe that is a level that we might be pulling back to. There are going to be other gaps to the downside. There is one here that would be around 1128. But one thing that I have learned the hard lesson on, I learned this with American Airlines, I've learned this with other stocks, gaps are not filled immediately, not always filled immediately. So it could be a year, it could be maybe 6 months before these gaps are filled. And these moves to the upside that I talked about, going from, let's see, this going to the yellow downtrend, let's say, right around there, breakout from here. It could be going to around $24.50 or $25 a share before that gap is filled. And so, from, let's see, just going to do auto fit here, zoom in, and let's just take, actually, I don't want an auto fit because I want to go up to about $25 a share. So let's say from this green line, let's say it goes up to $25 a share, just throwing it out there. That represents a move of about 60% to the upside. If it then pulls back to fill that gap, that represents a 23% drop. And so maybe that happens, but maybe there's a 60% move to the upside before it happens. So good to keep that in mind. But, on that note, I am going to close the stream down. I am going to see about streaming the basically pre-Roaring Kitty stream, do a little pregame show. His stream starts at noon Eastern time. I'll probably start something earlier. And then we can, just hang out and watch the charts together, talk about what's going on with GameStop, with AMC, And yeah, just prepare ourselves for a pretty crazy Friday, and I'm sure a pretty crazy Monday and week into that. So yeah, and then when Roaring Kitty's stream starts, I'm gonna close mine down so I can tune into his, and I'm just gonna watch that, and we can you can maybe come over to the Discord, and maybe I'll create a chat there, and we can chat about what's going on with the Roaring Kitties stuff while watching it. And so I think that would be really cool. Yeah, John, you take care. And thanks for the suggestion with Lyft. It was a cool one. But yeah, I'm going to close this down. If you have not already, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you like the videos that you do enjoy. And always share your thoughts, whether in the comments or in the live chat. Happy to exchange with you guys. And I'm happy to take requests. It has been a little bit tough lately, just as far as managing the channel with the with work and with it being summer, doing some stuff outside and balancing the channel. Yeah, so I will include a Discord link, and actually I am going to let's see. I will create a new tab, and let's see. Or a new channel. How do I create a new channel? Text channels. Let's see. How do I create a new channel? Let's see. I will figure that out in a minute, but I will just share the link to the Discord, and there's a tag for general, but I don't want to clutter that, so I will, because not everybody's in AMC and GameStop there, I will create another text channel so we can exchange while watching Roaring Kitties call, and so I don't want to be taking viewers away from him, and so I'm not going to be streaming them, but for us to be able to exchange via the Discord, I think that'd be really nice, because his stream hasn't even started and the chat's going crazy. So yeah, thanks for requesting that link. The link does change frequently, and so yeah, but I'm going to close this down, add some timestamps here, and I will probably be streaming in the morning, and I'll probably have some videos out this evening. Take care, you guys. It's really exciting to be here. Thank you all for joining. You take care. Have a great rest of your Thursday, because it's not Friday. I'm confused. Tomorrow is Friday. I'll be streaming probably the Open, and into Roaring Kitties stream as a pregame. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. Take care. Yeah, and Lazaro, no problem. And yeah, hopefully the thoughts are helpful. Everybody just be careful, manage risk. Think about the possibility of things going wrong and things not happening as the way that it looks like things are going to happen, because rugs get pulled, people get screwed over, and so protect yourself. Make sure you have a plan if that does happen.